Alright, so this one's gonna be for Scorpio. I went ahead and pulled a little spread, showed the bottom of the deck, and also some Astro dice. Now, I've been kind of switching up the order a little bit, so let's start with the dice. I think it's kind of interesting because they line up perfectly with the bottom of the deck. So if you check it out, there is a Six of Wands that has like the little Jupiter symbol that's about expansion. But then the dice itself, first house, Leo, North Node, it's like figuring out where you want to be and where it is that you'll be most proud, especially when it comes down to decision making. So March is going to be really big for that. You may find yourself at a couple forks in the road, if you will, but I feel like if you just kind of like list the pros and cons of each direction, you'll know which way to go. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. But yeah, just pace yourself, because I do feel like you could be like a little extra tired. I don't know, this energy feels like there's a lot going on. You know, like that expression of like having a couple pots on the stove. It's that type of energy. So if you've been running on all cylinders, it might be a good idea to make sure you don't burn out. Especially knowing that you have big decisions coming. Now, let's kind of jump into these cards now. I like to read kind of like from left to right, so we're going to do it like that. But the thing is, it's moving out of unhappiness. In particular, you may have to kind of step outside of your comfort zone a little bit. And I feel like it's something that like you've wanted to start, but you've denied yourself. So, I mean, it could be something as small as giving yourself the luxury of going to like the park or whatever, or wherever there's water, and just clearing your mind. But you need to do something to kind of like pour out what you accumulate in terms of like other people's stuff, you know, their emotions, their stresses, their energies, their problems that are not your own. Beyond that, it's like start focusing on just, instead of the immediate now, right, and feeling some type of ways if things aren't the way that you want them to be, think about the long term. Like, what seeds can we plant today that will sprout tomorrow, that will become trees in the future? It's all about how can you slowly inch toward the ideal circumstance. And a lot of times, like, people forget that big changes really are just a bunch of small, gradual ones. So it's like the more that you collect, the more that you can basically accumulate. And I mean, that's as simple as it gets. But yeah, baby steps toward what would make you feel more, I guess, like completed, or feel like you have everything that you're looking for. But I get it, because I feel like most of our psyches are a little bit judgy, and that's just being honest. Like, sometimes we're very, very hard on ourselves. So like, try to peel back that layer and not be so critical of the self, and you should be able to create the ideal circumstance. But a big part of that is pulling yourself out of what might feel like at times, I don't know, like as if life is leaving you with the scowl on your face or something. Like, you gotta lighten up a little bit. But yeah, start to plant those seeds, and expansion is totally possible. If you have to make decisions in March, I think it'll be for the best. So I hope that gives you some clarity. Other than that, yeah, like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that stuff. Let me know what sign to do next. Because I keep saying, when I make the most noise is going to get the oil, you know, the squeaky wheel. But there we go. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next sign.